Well, the NFL divisional round is over, and four teams will now move on to the AFC and NFC championship games, respectively. This is the Get Back. I'm Lewis. There's Daniel. We have Jess here as well. She's not feeling too well,
We're here.
so she's here in spirit.
I'm here in spirit, hopping in and out. Hello, everyone. My pick survived. That's all the fuck you need to know right now.
There we go. There we go, baby. And that's right. The pick survived. Jess had the Rams in the Super Bowl. Daniel had Broncos in the Super Bowl. And I also had Rams in the Super Bowl. And all of our picks survived. Now, how did we get there? Let's talk about it. Let's start with game 1 to game 4. Let's start with the Bills going into Mile High and taking on the Denver Broncos. Daniel,
Right.
talk to me.
This was this was one of the best games you're ever gonna see. Period. Stop between the Bills and the Broncos. Look, I mean, you had Josh Allen coming in with all the expectation, all the emotion, beating a really good Jacksonville Jaguars team, and to a degree, he had a lot of idea of no Mahomes, no Lamar. This is the moment. This is the time. You had Bo Nix kind of sitting on the sidelines, with that great defense ready to go, and that kind of stagnant offense. But as the game went on, you started to see this Bronco defense really doing itself with justice. They are a great defense, and they're able to get a lot of turnovers. And Josh Allen does a really, really bad interception. He throws a bad fumble to the ground for no reason. That costs him points. That costs him turnovers. It costs him possessions. And towards the second half, it kind of mattered. Those 3 points, 4 points, 6 points here and there, they matter, right? And Bo Nix was no better. He threw a couple of interceptions as well, but maintained the ball possession. And the Broncos offense just sputtered, and this Bills defense played really well. This wasn't as good as we thought it was, but they played up to their competition here. They made stops when they needed to. But when push came to shove at the end of the game, we see that Josh Allen sometimes can be a little inconsistent with the ball in his hands. He fumbles it again. And Bo Nix comes down the field, and they're able to get the score, and we're going into overtime, the first overtime of the NFL playoffs. New rule, the rule change happened because of Josh Allen, and it helped them here. Both teams had a chance with the ball. Both teams punted. And when the Bills had the ball again, driving down the field, Josh Allen going deep down the field, he goes to make a pass, and it gets intercepted. We'll talk about it. He gets intercepted. The Broncos take over. They drive. Bo Nix makes some big plays with his legs. They're able to convert a big third down with a deep ball right at the goal line. The Bills commit a personal foul to get them even closer, and the Broncos don't even run a play. Bo Nix does one more play. He takes the snap. He runs a little bit to the right. He falls down to get his kicker in the right position. The kicker comes up, and he nails the field goal, and the Broncos come out with the win as they beat the Buffalo Bills 33-30, excuse me. Well, with reward comes risk, and with joy comes heartbreak, as not even an hour later, after the Broncos won, Bo Nix is out for the rest of the playoffs by Sean Payton with a fractured bone in his ankle that was suffered on the second to last play of the game, as he was trying to just line up his kicker. So Josh Allen goes out crying. He goes out sad. He committed 4 turnovers. He is blaming himself. His teammates aren't blaming him. Bo Nix will no longer be in the playoffs. It'll be Jared Stidham to lead the Broncos in the AFC Championship game in Mile High. But Lewis, this was your pick for the weekend. You picked the Bills. You've been riding Josh Allen all season. I haven't. At the end of the day, Josh is one of the best quarterbacks of all time, but his team let him down a little bit, and maybe the officials.
I think the Bills played a really good game. I think this was a very highly contested game. Had a lot of yards. I think that this loss is not on the coach. I don't think it's on the offensive line. I don't think it's on the defense, really. I don't think it's on James Cook. I don't think it's on a wide receiver. As much as we praise Josh Allen for when he plays well in the playoffs, and boy, does he play really well, we have to hold him accountable when he doesn't. Josh Allen played like absolute garbage in this game. Yes, he had clutch moments, and yes, he had a lot of yards, and yes, he almost had the Broncos on the ropes. But when you commit 4 turnovers in a game, you are the reason why your team is losing. You are the reason why your team's giving up possessions. You are the exact reason of why your team isn't winning this game. And we could talk about the interception in overtime all we want. But when push comes to shove, doesn't matter about the ruling anymore. The ruling is the ruling. It was a pick. That's it. Josh Allen, he took accountability. None of his teammates want to blame him because Josh Allen's such a sweet man, and his teammates love him, so they're not going to do that to him. But all I'm saying is that Josh Allen played not great, not even close. And we have to hold him accountable, and we have to say this loss is on him. Sean McDermott did all he could with all those turnovers, with all those fumbles. He did everything he could to keep this team into winning positions. And Josh Allen threw the game away. Literally. Threw it away. And the defense couldn't make a stop, right? Putting a lot of pressure on your defense when you can't consistently drive down the field and give them breaks. So, tough loss for the Bills. Almost beat the Broncos. This was your year, Josh Allen. No Mahomes, no Lamar, no Burrow. This one stings. This one hurts. If you're Josh Allen, this one hurts a lot. Thank you. Also, Daniel, first, there's a bit of a static coming from your mic. Is there like a fan somewhere? Is there like a something heating up? Is there like a...
How's that?
It's better.
Okay.
There we go. But yeah, that's my thought. That's all I have to say.
Yeah, no. Look, I agree. I think when you get to the playoffs, you have to win a turnover battle. You have to win time of possession, and you also have to score points, right? I think what Denver did really well is they won a turnover battle, they had time of possession, and they scored more points. It's what they do. And Bo Nix was Bo Nix. Wasn't great, wasn't good. I mean, wasn't bad, wasn't great. Just was very consistent with how he's played. RJ Harvey had a big game. This Broncos defense is also great and knows how to make plays, and they did that. Right? I think it warrants a conversation of what Buffalo has to do. Because this was kind of the year. This was kind of the moment. This was kind of, the chance, as you would say. And obviously, going into the year, we didn't really expect that. We didn't expect no Mahomes, no Lamar, no Burrow, whatever in the AFC. Right? But I think just the way this Buffalo team was constructed, right? The lack of a really star defensive player, the lack of a really stud wide receiver, the lack of a really consistent offensive line, it led to moments where Josh Allen kind of had to put the team on his back. And eventually the back has to break. I think you just saw that today against a really good defense. Right? So, yes, you could blame this game on Josh Allen, but I blame the overall year the Bills had on the Buffalo Bills themselves. Right? So it's going to warrant to see if there's going to be any change in the offseason. If there's going to be any change for this Buffalo Bills team, see what they could do to improve because they have to now. Because now the AFC has gotten better. Teams have gotten better. So you can't skate by just having Josh Allen. This offense needs to get better. The scheme needs to get better, whatever it is. It needs to improve. And for, Denver Broncos, it sucks losing Bo Nix. It sucks what happened at the end of the game. You got the win. Congratulations. All you could do is hope for Jared Stidham. Right? And the good part about this Broncos team is that whether it's Bo Nix, Jared Stidham, me, you, Jess, a bag of chips, a bag of potato chips, folded napkin, or paperclip at quarterback, this defense is still elite and great. And I think if Jared Stidham could just do not even enough, just something in this game coming up, they have a very good chance to win. I think this defense can carry them. We've seen it happen in Denver before with Peyton Manning. I'm not saying Jared Stidham's Peyton Manning. He's not. But I'm saying this defense is also equivalent to that defense that won the Super Bowl a couple years ago.
Yeah.
So I think for Denver, you still hold out hope. You are the home team. You do have home field advantage. So you ride it out as best you can. And you are playing a Patriot team, which we'll get to. Look, it's still looking a little shaky, Jim.
A little
I don't
shaky,
know.
Jim.
So we'll see.
Yeah.
So, but shout out to Denver. Ride up, I guess. I don't know.
Yes,
But yeah.
congratulations to Denver. But I have something to say.
Talk
I
to us.
decided to hop in for this. Because I picked the Bills.
Mhm.
I picked them to face the Rams.
Mhm.
I thought about what you said. I think it was Daniel. But both of you kind of said it, how this was the year because he didn't have like heavy competition. So I thought to myself, I said, well, maybe he's not supposed to win without this competition. Because you also said he's one of the greatest ever, right?
Yeah.
Well, you may have to actually solidify that by beating Mahomes in the playoffs. You may have to do that by beating him, Lamar, and Burrow at the same time. Because next year, all three can be back healthy. Different situations. And maybe this was not the year to show if he's actually that great. Maybe he's like, in order for Josh to actually claim that, you're going to have to beat somebody in a very critical moment in the playoffs, not during the regular season. It is disappointing that they lost that game, and it was a great game, but it was disappointing.
Yeah.
So I would like to pose a question real quick to both of you.
Mm-hmm.
Hypothetically, let's say that Lamar is healthy. Let's say that Joe Burrow actually is healthy, and this Bengal team actually can perform in the regular season. And let's say Mahomes is healthy, and the Chiefs sneak into the playoffs. Do you think this Bill team can run through those three teams and get to the Super
No.
Bowl?
No.
That's my problem with it. The
Well,
team,
now I think
Josh
everyone
Allen,
can
Josh
agree.
Allen might, but the team is not prepared for that.
Yeah.
Well, I think
I
everyone can agree with that now.
so I think the team overall had to get better and needs to get better. It can't stay like this because even this team is not good enough to win a Super Bowl.
No, and he needs a number one receiver because you need to give you have to take some pressure off of him because him making all these mistakes is him trying to do everything, but because he can't trust no one else on the team.
And I
And
mean,
unlike Mahomes makes the plays when he has to rely on himself. But for some reason in the playoffs, when Josh tries to do that, well, in this playoffs, in this one, it didn't work out for him. And it's like, can you almost blame him? Because it's like he's the workhorse. How is he's the it's he needs some help. He needs help.
and to be a little bit fair to Josh, I blame the first fumble on him entirely. That was the dumbest thing I've ever seen him do in my entire life. Why are you throwing the ball into the ground? You just run out of bounds, stop the clock. That made no sense. The second fumble, it's a great defensive play. You could argue his arms going forward. That's fine. The first interception, that's on Josh. It's a bad throw. It's a bad throw. The second interception, it's a 50-50 ball. It's questionable. There's an angle where the ball's moving, but it's a 50-50 ball, and your wide receiver lost it. I can't blame that on him. I can't. So 2 out of the 4 you could say are his fault. The other 2 aren't. So while he did make mistakes, it wasn't like it wasn't C.J. Stroud's mistakes. I'll tell you that.
Ooh, we're gonna fucking get into that. Oh, let me tell you. Man, I mean, it sucks for Josh because without those guys, those elite guys, you kind of felt like this is the time. And even though the team was not up to par, you still felt that aura around this team. And you felt like they could have a magical run, even though the team is not up to par with these other AFC teams. They put up a really good fight. against the Broncos, man. They put that defense under a lot of pressure, and Bo Nix had to make some incredible plays. The Broncos could not run the ball to save their life. Bo Nix had 29 yards as the leading rusher of their team. The defense did their part of Buffalo to stop that run. But Bo Nix, man, when the going got tough, he needed to fucking show up, and he did. So all credit to the Broncos there. But Bills played a great game. It's sad. But you know what else is sad? Being a 49ers fan right now. I'll start it off. I picked the 49ers to win this game via upset. Jess and Daniel both picked the Seahawks, and then at the last minute, I'm like, you know what, guys? I want to be dumb, and I want to pick the 49ers to upset the Seahawks in the trilogy. Let's just say none of that shit happened, and now I'm upset. Opening play immediately, Rashid Shaheed, kickoff return touchdown. Off the rip, game started shitty. Next one, 3 and outs by the 49ers, field goals, touchdowns, fumbles. They were up 17-0 Seahawks after the first quarter, right? The game's already awful. Field goal, then by the 49ers, get 2 field goals in the second quarter. Touchdown, then makes it 24-6. Yeah, that's horrific, right? And we get to the third quarter, right? 27-6, right? Get a field goal. Brock Purdy then throws a pick. And then a touchdown, makes it 34-6. And this is when we pretty much logged off the fucking game. We stopped watching at this point because there was no hope. There was nothing redeeming coming from this game at all. This will probably be the quickest breakdown. Seattle's defense is fucking for real. Their offense, that running game is fucking for real. Sam Darnold was hurt. Didn't fucking matter. The run game is for real. And the 49ers tried their best and got so far, but this was the straw that broke the camel's back. And by the camel's back, I mean the camel's ACL. Yeah. 49ers lose. Overall, to be honest, great for them to even get to this point. With all their injuries, a lot of teams would have been packed this shit in. Kyle Shanahan and Robert Saleh did their fucking thing this year just to coach this team up to even be in this position to make this playoff and get blown out. So I want to give credit to the 49ers for even getting to this point. But they got fucking destroyed. Yeah.
All it was due.
You had it coming.
I picked the Seahawks because I didn't even pick the 49ers to win against the Eagles. But I feel like everything caught up to them, and it just happened to caught up to them during this playoff game. All those injuries, and yeah, Brock picks the worst game to fuck up and not pull some Mahomes shit the way Caleb and Matt Stafford did today. Shut up, Daniel. Shut up. Just shut up. But it did way better than expected. They're going to retool and people are going to get healthy. And next year, I definitely think they're in the playoffs. They're going to be playoff contenders for sure. This was just a very fucked up season, injured-wise. And it's very good for their morale. Like, of course, that they lost, but the fact that, because now you guys proved that, wait, we can even win when we're hurt. More than other teams do. Because like you said, teams would have packed this shit in half a season ago.
Mm-hmm.
The minute Fred Warner went down, we're done. Nick Bosa, we're done. Kittle, we're done. Name them, they all went down. Juan Jennings, everyone. Mac, Purdy went down. Like, every single person got replaced.
Brandon Ayuk didn't play all year. Pearsall got shot 2 years ago and is still dealing with a knee injury.
Yeah, so I think... and some of these people won't be for next season, because that's just how the business is. But I think if you are the coaching staff and if you're Kyle Shanahan, you have to kind of like give yourself a pat on the back, even though you didn't win in the end, because you definitely had to grow this season. Because last season was abysmal.
Yep,
abysmal. This was a huge, big step in the right direction. So I feel like he just definitely leveled up because this tested everything. So we'll see what happens next year. They're gonna have to do something because Christian McCaffrey's only gonna get older, and how much longer is he gonna be Superman for you guys? It was a miracle he didn't fucking get hurt this year. It was a miracle. A miracle.
Listen,
They got lucky. Woo, if they didn't have him, they wouldn't have gone this far.
Nope.
And that's just the truth. They just would have not gone this far. It's something else, but of course the whiners have a problem. The whiner fans, a bunch of fucking ingrates,
that's right.
a bunch of ingrates who spoiled, you're spoiled rotten, and you just don't get it how good you got it. Screw you and the Chiefs. Screw the Eagles fans. Screw all your fans. Screw the NFL.
There you go.
If you
Period.
went to the Super Bowl in the last 5 years, go fuck yourself. How about that?
That's right.
Yeah, go big fuck yourself.
Right.
But now I'm rooting for the Rams to beat the Seahawks for sure.
There we go. Daniel,
That
how
was
do we
my
feel
Niners.
about this game?
Look, I think it's very clear that Kyle Shanahan has struck a deal with the devil. It's one of two options for him, right? You either get healthy Christian McCaffrey and no team, but you win, or you get a hurt Christian McCaffrey, your whole team, and you lose. It's one or the other. So, look, I think the Niners, give them credit. Shout out to them. They had a hell of a season, played their ass off when they really shouldn't have. Robert Saleh did a hell of a job in that defense. Credit to him. He deserves all the accolades if there is one. If they're out there, probably deserves the head coaching job because of this.
Oh yeah, well he's been interviewing, so I'm sure he's gonna get something.
Yeah. So shout out to Robert Saleh. He had a great year. But yeah, I think injuries caught up to them. It was very clear the Seahawks team was prepared, rested. They knew what they needed to do. It seems like the Eagle game was more of the Eagles beating themselves than the Niners beating them. That's kind of what it's feeling like now. But I think overall, I again agree with you, Lewis. This defense is legit and scary. They're fast and they're physical. That O-line for the Seahawks can move anybody around. But it's a question of whether it's that legitimate because they played half of a Niner team. So we'll see. That's the argument, is that this was kind of a Niners practice squad they played against. So we'll see. Sam Darnold's health is going to matter for the Seahawks as well. We'll see what happens going into that game. But with that being said, the Niners had a great year. Seahawks deserve all the credit. The 12th man, the place was loud. Shut the Niners down, give them no chance, no hope, no anything. They continued to pile on, which was what you're supposed to do. Didn't even give them a chance to sniff a victory in this one. So credit to Seahawks, credit to Mike McDonald. He did his job. Seahawks did their job. And overall, it was just... It didn't feel like a playoff game because it wasn't really treated like one for the Seahawks. They kind of just did what they've been doing all year. Great defense. Offense ran the ball. Christian McCaffrey couldn't get anything going. That's how it went.
Yeah.
It was a relatively simple game plan from the Seahawks.
Yeah. I mean, they destroyed them. And why did I pick the 49ers? God. Fuck. Why did I even do that? I'm stupid. Anyway. But I did go 2-0 today. This Sunday. And we start off the Sunday slate with the New England Patriots taking on the Houston Texans in Foxborough. A snowy game.
God.
Bit of a snowy game.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Bit of a snowy
And
game,
C.J.
Yeah.
Stroud did his best shit quarterback impression.
Only it
Because
was real.
only
It wasn't an impression. It was real.
this was real. This was real. He actually is dog shit now. I don't understand this level of regression from a quarterback where in his rookie year we were future projecting hard. At least I was, right? And I'm thinking this guy could be really something special come next year. And then it just keeps on going down the escalator and down and down and down and down and down. And this was this is bottom of the barrel. 4 interceptions. I think he had a fumble too. How many times did he fumble the ball and didn't lose it? I mean, this shit is insane. To watch this game live was crazy because the Patriots defense was doing its damn thing. They were forcing C.J. Stroud to just fucking see ghost everywhere. C.J. Stroud just throwing the ball straight to defenders of the New England Patriots. And the Patriots offense doing just enough. 28 points against, this Houston defense is good. But was it really against this defense? Was it really? Drake May had 3 touchdowns. But when you get a lot of assists from your defense, it elevates your game. And I've been saying this like a good chunk, right? At least in the latter years, not years, at least in the latter weeks. You can kind of score on this Texans defense now. You can score. Like this is an elite defense, don't get me wrong. You can score. You can. And the Patriots showed that they're good enough to score. Simple as that. The defense played fucking out of their mind. And a lot of people were picking the Texans in this one because of that defense. But I kind of saw through this offense. I was like, I don't know, Jim. And I think we all saw through this offense because we all picked the Patriots to win. We all saw that this offense looked like shit against the Steelers. That's not a good sign. You need to be blowing out the Steelers and looking phenomenal because that's what you should do. They're the Steelers, and they choke in wildcard games, and they suck. Then you come into this game, you lay the biggest, fattest fucking egg of the playoffs. You know what? This loss is worse than the 49ers loss. It's worse. Am I coping? Maybe. But it just feels worse. It just feels worse. Even though they scored 16 points, it just feels like Daniel, Jess, talk to me. How we feeling?
No, I agree. I wouldn't say it's worse than an iron loss because that wasn't even a game.
That was pretty bad.
What happened here was that at least the Texans defense gave that offense a game. They gave them a chance, right? And I think the Texans offense being scored on, it's very simple when you don't have to drive the ball. When the ball's already past your 15 and you're already in enemy territory for majority of the game, it's kind of easy to score and go and have simple points like that against this defense, right? And I'm mainly want to focus on Stroud because when you commit, 10 to 11 turnovers in 2 games, in 2 playoff games, you're not winning, bro. You're not. And it's not like these defenses are legit. Like, the Steelers defense is good. It's got talent. Is it great? Is it spectacular? Really? And its Patriots defense is good. It's a good defense. It's a lot of free agent signings. Christian Gonzalez is a legit cornerback. But outside of that, should you be committing 5 turnovers against this defense? Probably not. Probably not. So I think at the end of the day, if you're a Texan fan, you're frustrated because this defense gave this offense opportunity after opportunity after opportunity after opportunity. And C.J. Stroud, we've seen him be a good quarterback. We've seen it. We know what's in there. But when push came to shove, he shit the fucking bed. Bad. Like diarrhea bad. Like you have to throw off the sheets after that one.
Throw out the mattress.
That's how bad this
Fuck
is.
it.
Throw the mattress.
Get a new
the
bed frame.
Everything. Just get a new room. Just move out. At this point, move out. That's how bad that he played and how he looked in this game, right? And I get Drake May is having a great year. I'm not discrediting Drake May in that offense. They did a great job today. It's a good offense. I don't see the talent where I could legitimately say that they dominated the Texans because I don't believe that. I don't believe they should have done that. This game should have been a lot closer than what it should have been. And if it's against any other team, I feel like the Texans probably have a better chance to win. I do. But it's just, you played a team that's good enough. And you can't beat them. Because your offense is so piss poor. That's a problem. That's a problem that needs to be addressed very soon. Because this defense is a Super Bowl winning defense. I believe that. The chances that they gave C.J. Stroud was at least 5 or 6 in the first half that they could have drove down the field and got a touchdown. At least they had possessions. And in the playoffs, when you have possessions, you need to capitalize. And when you don't, you got to feel lucky when your defense gets a stop. The Texas defense did that multiple times. And, credit Drake May, credit to the Patriots, credit to Mike Vrabel. Did a phenomenal job. Did their job. did their part. Their defense came up clutch when they needed to. This offense got points when they needed to. That fourth quarter, they got the touchdown that they needed, and the game was over. That was it. But until that fourth quarter, the Texans had opportunity after opportunity, and C.J. Stroud looked like an absolute terrible quarter. It looked like he played like a bottom 25 quarterback in this league. And you're a starting playoff quarterback in the divisional.
I don't think he played like a starting quarterback in this league.
Yeah.
Fuck bottom 25. Fuck it. Bottom 40.
Real quick, and then I'll let you go. Real quick. If Jared Stidham has a better performance than C.J. Stroud, we got to have a serious conversation next week. A very serious conversation next week.
And that's fair. And look, C.J. Stroud, third year in the league, made the playoffs every single year of his career. Has won a playoff game every single year of his career. But the regression that I'm seeing from year to year is alarming. Right? And if you're the Houston Texans as an organization, you don't want to put in a big fucking lump sum of money into a guy who's regressing. You don't want to do that. So there's going to be a time where you have a bad game next year, CJ Stroud. Davis Mills is sitting right there on the bench, and he plays pretty well. He's cheaper, too. He's there. He's been there. He knows the play. He knows the system. He knows how to win. And he's won some games now. When you were injured, he's won some games now to keep y'all in this fucking playoff race.
And it's not like this Texans offense has nobody. Christian Kirk. We joked this on the broadcast. Could you imagine if Josh Allen had C.J. Stroud's offense?
Whoo! It's over. It's over. It's over. The league's done. League's cooked.
You could take out C.J. Stroud, throw him to the side, and plug in any quarterback you want. You know what? I'm going to say it. Brock Purdy thrives in this offense.
Woo! Jess, we got him. We fucking got him. He's praising, baby. Let's go. That's how bad she is.
Because Daniel knows. He knows better. His haterade isn't that strong.
I mean, when
Tell
you're
me I'm
CJ
wrong.
Stroud and you play like this shit, anybody's better than you at this point.
Anybody's better than him. Maybe not Justin Fields, but anybody's better. Can you imagine if Baker had this offense?
Oh my God. With that defense?
They're the first seed.
Wait, where is Justin Fields? What team did he go on?
The retirement home.
The free agency pool.
The-
Get him the
the
fuck off
the
my team
XFL.
pool. Yeah, the CFL
Wait,
as well.
wait. After the Steelers didn't sign him, where did he go?
He went to the
He
Jets.
just stayed.
Jess.
Oh my God, I forgot. That's how terrible it was.
Jess.
Jess.
I totally forgot.
We had multiple conversations about this.
Jess.
You know, listen, guys, it's been a long.
Jess, you know what? I don't blame you
You know what?
because his
It's been a
run with
long
the
day.
Jets was it was forgettable. Very forgettable.
It seriously was. I
Yep.
totally forgot he was here.
Yep.
It was a terrible season.
Yeah.
But I've also I'm a little burnt out. My brain is burnt out.
That's
It's been
okay.
a long week, long weekend. But yeah, I've totally fucking forgot.
And you know what
totally
else?
forgot.
You know what else was fucking burnt out in this fucking game with the Texans and the Patriots? The run game. Woody Marks had 17 yards on 14 carries. No run game established whatsoever. Big fucking credit to Patriots defense. We got to give them that. Like, that D-line played fucking spectacular. Forced a fumble on Woody Marks as well. Four fucking picks. And a lot of them were just fucking opportunistic bad balls from C.J. Stroud, throwing it behind the receiver when there's a trailing defender right behind him. Yeah, you basically threw it right to the defender. I mean, like, what do you want? The Patriots are going to be like, oh, thanks, bro. Toe tap,
Appreciate you, dog.
inbounds. Okay, we're going that way. Like, what the fuck? Like, come on, CJ, bro. Like, this is the regression fucking hit hard. And the Patriots move on. The Patriots, after 2 years of fucking stinkers, they came back really nice. So, you know, fuck the Patriots respectfully, because my friends are Jets fans, and I will not stand for this shit. I will not. Fuck the Patriots, pieces of shit. Fuck Drake May too. Could have been a Giant. Why did we win those games? But we have Jackson Dart. I'm fine. Okay? And now to the game that was last. For all of the
Hey,
marbles.
we started with a bang, ended with a bang.
To go to the
It's almost like they
NFC
knew.
Championship game. The LA Rams going into Chicago. It's fucking cold. I said that
Very
at least
cold.
20 times during the stream. It's fucking cold.
The ball was slick.
The ball was slick. There was snow on the ground. The Rams, I don't know what it is. Kyron Williams was super clutch in the run game. Matthew Stafford made clutch throws when he needed it. And Caleb Williams had some fucking amazing plays. Amazing plays. Kyron Williams with a touchdown early to get the fucking show started, 7-0 in Chicago. DJ Moore gets a touchdown in the second quarter, tie game 7-7. DJ Moore makes a fucking crazy juggling grab with one hand. They get a field goal. The Chicago Bears. To make it 10-7 going into half. We get to the fourth quarter. Kyron Williams gets his second touchdown. 17-10. Rams are up. Caleb Williams, with the game on the line, the season on the line, a shot to the NFC Championship game on the line, throws up a 40-yard prayer. And when I mean prayer, I mean everybody in the Bible combined. Prayer to Cole Kmet in the back of the end zone for the touchdown. Tie game. That was honestly one of the craziest throws I've ever seen in my entire life. On the back foot, fade away with touch and accuracy. That looked Mahomey. That was some Mahomey fucking shit from Caleb. So I got to give him credit for that. The game goes to overtime. We get 2 fucking overtime games in this fucking wild card, in this divisional weekend. Creme de la creme. Started with OT, ended with OT. This is phenomenal. Bears get the ball. No, who gets the ball first? I think it was the Rams. Rams get the ball first. They punt. 3 and out. Caleb Williams, a 10-play drive. How does it end? A very, very bad interception. An awful throw from Caleb. Missed the mark by a mile. And that was just not even close to DJ Moore. And the corner read it and caught up to the ball and then caught it. And then the Rams, they had to be clutch. They had a 10-play drive. Great catch by Devontae Adams on the sideline. A couple good runs from Blake Corum and Puka Nacua with some good catches. Matthew Stafford going to the end zone twice to 2 different tight ends. Almost coming down with it. Don't get it, though. And then a 42-yard field goal is good. The Rams win the fucking game. Cardiac Caleb does not come in clutch. Matthew Stafford and the Rams win on the road yet again. I picked the Rams to win the Super Bowl. This game was fucking big money. The Rams are showing me something right now. They may not be showing me the dominance that you can expect from that offense, but when push comes to shove, they're clutch. The defense is clutch. They bend, but don't break. And the Bears, they came in clutch too. And what did the defense do with the Rams? Get the interception. Get the turnovers they needed. And then Matthew Stafford gets the ball, makes great throws. Great throws over the middle. Great throws to Devontae Adams. Timely runs. And then a field goal. Sets it up beautifully. Shout out to the Rams, but I also want to give a lot of credit to the Bears. I want to give a lot of credit to Caleb Williams. He, even though he has a couple interceptions, man, to even fucking get his team back in this game was some fucking Mahomes shit, bro. And I got to give a lot of respect to him. That shit was insane. I just want to shout out to the Bears for an amazing year. This was Daniel's second team this year. And they went fucking really far.
It.
And, man, I want to give a credit to the Bears in what Ben Johnson was able to do. They had a phenomenal great year. One fucking walk down the Packers in clutch time. Fantastic. I mean, a lot of clutch wins. Caleb Williams is going to be a fucking problem for years to come. Shout out to the Bears.
Yeah, credit to the Bears. Start with them first off. You know, I saw this team very early on with some really great wins, very clutch moments. Like Caleb Williams do some very Mahomes shit very early on in the season. And everyone just kind of looked at me like, it's Chicago. It's Caleb, first year head coach. But as the year went on, they kept doing it, and they kept doing it, and they kept doing it, and they got key win after key win after key win. And look, I think this Bear team kind of surprised some people today with that defense and how it came up and how they played in this game. Played really well, very clutch, very early on. Really limited the Rams to what they could do and what they got, especially in the pass game, which I thought was surprising. And I think, Caleb just has some innate something in him that's able to do some dumb shit to make it work out. He's got good chemistry with his receivers, his tight ends. Him and Josh seem to have a good relationship. But I think the key here is that Caleb Williams is so susceptible to throwing a bad interception. And he had 3 of them today. Matthew Stafford had 0. That's just the difference between the two. You have the inexperienced quarterback and the experienced one. And Caleb Williams is on his way. He's going to get there. I believe that. I think we see it. I think eventually Caleb will have his time to shine. But Matthew Stafford has been there and done that, and when it comes to playoff games and against inexperienced teams, he knows how to take advantage of that. If you give him an opportunity, and you always kind of felt it, because you haven't seen it, especially in that third quarter. I always kind of felt there's a drive coming. There's going to be a drive the Rams are going to put together where they're just going to drive the ball down the field. They're going to figure out a way. Matt Stafford's going to make the right throws. And they got it. They got it late. And credit to Caleb, they responded very well. They had a dumb throw that worked out, but it worked out. But when push came to shove and you gave Matthew Stafford not 1, but 2 chances to win a game, more than often not, he's going to. He made the right throws. He made the quick throws. They ran the right plays. Sean McVay knows what he's doing as a coach in that offense. And granted, it didn't look pretty today. That Bear defense played really well. That Ram offense kind of struggled. But credit to the Rams defense as well. Chris Shula called a great game. Had a great game plan established. Didn't give up too much. Caleb Williams all struggled to throw the ball today. It was a very, very tight game. But when you have tight playoff games, you kind of lean towards the more experienced team because that team knows what to do. And you lean towards the quarterback who's been there and done that. And Matthew Stafford has been there, done that, and he showed that here again today. You saw it in Carolina. You saw it here today. Matthew Stafford knows what he's doing with the ball. He knows how to where to get it, where to go, what we need. That is what great elite quarterbacks and Hall of Fame quarterbacks do. So credit to Matt Stafford. He knows what he's doing with the Bears. They have their system. They have their coach. They have everything in place. A couple of tweaks here and there, and they'll be fine. But Caleb Williams needs to clean up his interceptions. That needs to get cleaned up very quickly. Because Matthew Stafford, no turnovers for the Rams today was the key. Getting that extra possession when they needed it was the key. And that's it. Matthew Stafford and the Rams move on.
Yep. Jess, you got anything to comment about this game? I guess not. There we go. But I'm gonna say what Jess probably would say. My pick is still good.
No, wait, I'm here.
Let's
I was
go.
cleaning.
Okay, there we go. Here
Cleaning.
she
What was
is.
your question? I was hearing you guys, but I was in another room. What was your question?
What do you make of this game? How do you feel about what we just watched? Give me a couple of your takes about this game. Some takeaways. Yeah.
First things first, I'm happy that my pick survived.
Knew it. Knew she would fucking bring up the pick. There we go. Clock that. I clocked that
And
T.
Daniel sent me this TikTok reel the other day. I'm sure it's been going around with the guys crying, I almost died. I almost died. That was the
Oh my
Rams.
god, that was so
Again,
scary. Thank you guys for saving me. I almost
that
died.
was the Rams again. Second week in a row that they've almost died. But I'm officially interested in Caleb Williams and his tenure at the Cubs. Not the Cubs, the Bears.
We'll talk
I'm
baseball. We're gonna talk baseball too. Don't worry about it. We're gonna
That's
get there.
funny.
yeah,
That's
we're
good.
get
That's
you
good.
know, Chicago, they're on the up and up. So I'm finally interested in this franchise. You know, I have a team, but I'm also a fan of players. And I think what he's shown, especially towards the later end of the season, and he's gonna be I don't think he's gonna be some average QB. Like I think he is gonna be a name. He's Ben Johnson. You guys said this. One of you said this. Like he didn't smile the whole game. What a
He
fucking
don't.
machine.
He don't.
What a machine. And I think as long as those two mesh well, I think they can get a team around them. And they may be now. I do want to pay attention to them now next year. I hope this is not a fluke. That would be very disappointing. But I didn't see that. I felt like they've been looking like they were on. They made a lot of mistakes, but they almost walked away with this fucking game. Like that would have been huge for Chicago if they won a divisional. But I'm happy that the Rams won because I think that they are a better matchup or close to the Seahawks, and I want the Seahawks to lose. So, and I think Sean McVay, this game taught him a lot. New level, Matthew and his buddies unlocked. So gonna be exciting. I'm excited. I'm excited. Yesterday I was bummed out, but today I'm excited.
There we go. Man. Joshua loses, but Matthew wins.
And just like that,
this was a fucking.
we're down to 4.
We're down to 4 teams. It'll be the Denver Broncos taking on the New England Patriots in Denver.
3
and
o'clock.
then it will be the LA Rams going to Seattle and taking on the Seahawks at 6:30.
At 6:30. You have 1 and 2 versus 1 and 5.
We have Daniel's Super Bowl pick as the AFC 1 seed. The Denver Broncos lost their starting quarterback. Have Jared Stidham now as the starter. Still have that amazing defense. Still have Sean Payton. Still have that coaching staff. Against the New England Patriots team was riding hot, playing great defense, and Drake May doing good. Now we move on to the NFC. We got Seattle. Best team in the league? Probably. Best defense in the league? Definitely. Jackson Smith and Jigba? Best receiver in the league. They got a lot of good weapons. They got a lot of good tools. Taking on Matthew Stafford and Sean McVay and Puka Nacua and Devontae Adams and Kyron Williams and a clutch Rams defense when it matters most. This game is, I can't stress this enough, this is going to be such a fucking war of a game. I don't know how it's going to end. I don't know how it's going to start. I can't even give you a fucking prediction of score. But what I can tell you is that this game is going to be fucking pivotal. And I think, in my opinion, whoever comes out of the NFC is winning it all. That's where I stand on that. So I'm prepared. We're going to preview these later on in the week. Man, this is phenomenal games we got coming up. Phenomenal.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's phenomenal. Well, there goes the recap for all the NFL divisional games that we just had. Fucking amazing, fun weekend of games. Ended really well. Had a couple blowouts in the middle, and then ended fucking with another overtime game. So, what more can you ask for? When
Yep.
talking about football, right? This was fantastic. So, any other
Yep.
stories do we want to cover as we're here? 50 minutes in, we could still cover a lot of things.
John Harbaugh officially signed with the Giants.
5-year deal.
It's a 5-year deal. Still waiting on the money.
Still waiting on the money.
So
Aren't
don't know
we
how
all?
much it is, but True. True.
Sorry.
So that's a big move for the Giants. Obviously, we spoke about it at length on different sections. Lewis spoke about it. The big thing here, changing the culture, making sure that we have stability in the Giants organization. And I firmly believe with a good offseason and with the right moves and adding depth and quality, I think this Giant team could turn into a playoff team next year. I believe that.
Yeah.
So, John Harbaugh is a Giant. The Giants are moving in the right direction. They have their coach, quarterback, running back, receiver, somewhat of a defense. We'll see who else they hire. But you got your guy. Got John Harbaugh.
Yep. We got him. I don't want to put too many expectations on my team, but I will say that what I'm looking at the next year of is I'm looking for competitiveness. I'm looking for us to, win a couple games here and there. I expect us to win more games than we did the year before. But I want to see what I really want to see is competitiveness. I want to see us fighting. I want to see us being able to clutch up in big moments. I want us to be able to show a fight and a care that I know this team can. We have a lot of talent, maybe untapped talent, because some of these guys, they haven't really played a lot of meaningful games. So who knows in meaningful games how they're going to show up and how we're going to play. I think we got to get the right OC in here, the right DC in here, to really maximize those talents. And all I'm looking for is competitiveness and laying the foundation and laying the groundwork for many years to come. This is a 5-year deal. They're not firing John Harbaugh before that. So you got 5 years to make this organization a well-oiled machine again. You have 5 years. How is he going to do it? I don't know, but I'm excited. It's something new. It's something fresh, and a proven winner into the room is what I wanted. So the first coach to be a proven winner since Tom Coughlin. And Tom Coughlin, did fucking pretty good when he was here as a proven winner, coming from Jacksonville. So who knows if history could repeat itself, but I'm excited, looking forward to the future.
And, of course, John Harbaugh mentioned that he picked the Giants because of their history.
My guy.
Legacy.
Thank you, John. Need that, John. I appreciate you picking us. Yeah, excited. That's all I could say, really. You're the best coach we've had since Tom Coughlin. Oh, I had to sit through Ben McAdoo and Pat Shurmur and Joe Judge, third and 14th QB sneak. Oh, I had to sit through that for 2 years. And then I had to sit through Brian Daboll. You fat fuck. So I'm glad we're getting some good shit in the room. So excited for new. Excited for something that could potentially lead to something good. So, I'm excited. It's good. Yeah.
Other news, Kevin Stefanski has also signed as a head coach. He's going to the Atlanta Falcons. I think it's a 4-year deal. Good hire. I think that's probably the second best destination right now outside of Baltimore. So great coach. Stefanski's going to do a great job there with that offense, with the weapons that he has available to him. He won with playoff game with Joe Flacco in Cleveland. Let that sink in. 2-time coach of the year. Really, Deshaun Watson was his only fault. And if that never happened, he probably had more success in Cleveland. But Kevin Stefanski's going to the Atlanta Falcons. Credit to him. I really like that hire for them. It's a good hire. I think anywhere he would have went to would have been a good hire. But shout out to the Falcons for getting him.
Yeah. I think with this Falcons team, being able to maximize those offensive weapons has always been an issue for them, right? Like, it just has been. And you have guys. You have Drake London, Darnell Mooney, Kyle Pitts, who they could re-sign, which I would like to re-sign if I am the Atlanta Falcons. You have Bijan Robinson. You have Tyler Drew, who's probably going to leave in free agency. You have a good offensive line who is able to push the pocket and really, be people movers in the run game. And you have a defense that is young, that has some shutdown corners on one side, that has some decent D linemen, and that could play up to competition at times. So you bring in the right guys in the room. Kevin Stefanski can have this offense clicking. We'll see how he does with Michael Penix coming off of another injury. That's gonna be something that is the hurdle of, is how Michael Penix is gonna look in a new Kevin Stefanski run offense. So that might be a bit of a struggle coming out the gate. But I have faith in Kevin Stefanski. He's won with worse talent. Yeah. He's won with worse. And in that division, 9 wins is what we're striving for. 9 wins. You can get 9 wins with this Falcons team. You can do it. I've seen it be done. I've seen you almost get there with Kirk Cousins. I've seen you almost get there with Michael Penix and then Kirk Cousins. I've seen that. You guys have the talent. Now it's time to maximize. Now it's time to get the best guys in the room to maximize that talent. So really good hire. Like it.
All right, so moving outside of football for a little bit. Just for a little bit. 2 other topics.
Yep.
A little bit. I do want to talk about Kyle Tucker signing with the LA Dodgers for a 4-year, $280 million deal. And look, listen.
Why is everyone melting over this?
Jess, I will explain. But before you tune out because it's baseball, I do want to get your opinion on this.
Wait, Jess, hold on, Daniel. I'm sorry. Why are we melting?
I understand they have everyone. This was the same anger that people had against the Yankees years ago when Steinbrenner was sending.
Wait. Let me set this up.
Set it up.
Okay.
Because I do want to talk about this, but I want to go in a certain direction with it. Because I think it ties into what you're saying, right? Okay. I don't want to talk about the fact that the Dodgers got him. I don't want to talk about the fact that, the Mets lost out to him. This is going to come down to one simple situation. It's the fact that the Dodgers continue to spend an absurd amount of money. And everybody's going to get on the weaker teams, the less salary, the teams that don't spend a lot of money, saying, oh, why don't this owner spend the money? Why can't he spend the money? Why don't the Pirates spend the money? Who in their right mind is going to pay $70 million for a player? Okay? The Dodgers' payroll is $2.1 billion. That's more than some franchises are worth. So before we get on them for how much they're paying, why are they paying so much? So it leads to the conversation. The CBA is coming up. There's going to be a negotiation this year. They should be implementing very soon, because this needs to happen, in my opinion, a salary cap and a salary floor. Because you cannot make the argument that these teams who are not spending the money should be spending the money when these owners just don't have the money. And I get it. They're billionaires. They're trillionaires. But they also have a finite resource. They're not going to spend $70 million on players. That's not going to happen. So at some point, there needs to be a cap into how much teams are actually going to spend on players. And you know what? As fans, we'll take the player's side. We always do. But at some point, for the game to be competitive and for baseball to stay relevant, these teams need to have a limit into how much they can actually spend on players. Because what's going on with LA and what they're doing with Ohtani and deferred money and all these players is getting out of hand. It's getting out of hand, and it needs to stop. Go ahead.
Well, Louis, do you want to go first? I don't care. Do you want to go first?
Fair enough.
You know baseball better.
Yeah. It's just getting fucking ridiculous at this point. Everybody and their mother is. I feel like there is like 7 or 8 teams that are getting mostly all the good players. Now, getting good players in baseball doesn't mean you'll win, because that's baseball. Baseball is one of those sports where you can have the best lineup, still get fucking blown out. still get destroyed, still get dominated in pitching, still get dominated in hitting. But it gives you a way better chance if you didn't. A way better chance when you have these elite guys, these MVP level guys. When you look at the Dodgers roster, this is an all-star team. It's not like these guys are homegrown. It's not like these guys come up from a farm system and then become great and then get paid. These guys grow somewhere else, leave because the owners ain't going to spend that money, and go where the money's at, which I don't mind. I love it when players get paid, right? Get your money up, King. All for it, right? But in competitiveness in a league, there has to be some cap. Whatever the cap is, we can fucking talk about. We can see what the floor is, how much they're supposed to spend versus how much they can. It's just getting fucking... And deferred money. You motherfuckers. Deferred money? That's the biggest fucking bullshit there. Because guess what the Yankees were back in the day? Guess what they weren't doing? Deferring money. They weren't doing...
They were paying up front.
They were paying up front. I haven't heard of deferred money
real money.
since the Dodgers.
They had real money.
I haven't heard of that shit. So, I could be wrong, but I never heard of deferred money when it comes to the Yankees. Never heard of it. Ever. So, it's... I just... I need to collect my thoughts. Daniel, go ahead. Go ahead.
Just anything you want to add before I continue?
Yeah, because this is all I really have to say about it. I said the first thing that I was going to say is that, just because they have this lineup doesn't mean they'll be good. That's also happened to the Yankees. They have collected everybody and still found a way to lose. So it's not necessarily like a written in stone thing that they're just going to automatically be successful because they have everyone at the same time. Because first of all, to make a good team, you have to know how to play with each other. Like, you have to know, like, who's to say that they're going to be a good team next year? It may, I don't know. But also, this may be the event that finally makes baseball do the salary floor or the salary cap, because one owner can't have them all. How many shortstops can he have? How many third basemen can he have? How many people can he have? Like, they can't have everyone. So other people have to pay players, other big players. I think maybe this is the time that owners say, okay, enough's enough. We're not going to be paying people this crazy amount of money. In this economy, absolutely not. Especially when baseball is trying to regain its footing and, like, viewership, where revenue counts. So it's like, okay, LA, you're a huge market, and it's in the culture in LA, but that's not with every market. So it definitely creates a huge imbalance, and the imbalance always leads to correction. So I think when's the next CBA agreement?
Literally in 2 months. we are negotiating. They're negotiating. They might be a lockout. This is how bad it could get.
There could be a lockout, but I feel like, and I know the baseball union is probably the strongest out of the major leagues, but the owners may be okay with a lockout, because I am not paying $700 million to one fucking player. Like, you guys can bitch and moan all you want. I have other investments. I have other portfolios. Like, I don't care. Like, I think that may be the attitude. So I'm sure the owners will get their way in this. Because that's just, it's too much. It's too much of an imbalance, because this is, and through the year, I remember when A-Rod got paid. One of the biggest contracts, and it was like 2000, I think it was when the Rangers got him. It was like, oh my God, when does it stop? Is this the beginning? Like, $250 million for one player. That was a lot back then. And now it's jump ahead. It's this one guy's getting $700 million, and then this next guy's getting $100 million on the same team.
And then
But it wasn't
there's
as
more guys
astronomical.
as well. There's a lot of guys on that Dodgers team that are getting
Yeah, so
paid out the ass.
yeah, so I think other team owners are finally going to be like, okay, enough's enough. We will agree with at least a salary floor. Like we will agree to start paying players this much to remain competitive. And we'll still leave it up to our personal discretion if we decide this guy should get 300 million. But we will at least pay him 90 million. That has to happen. I think agree to a salary floor, not a salary cap. If you want to keep the tradition going of no salary cap, get a salary floor.
So,
Um,
two things I want to say real quick. Here's part. So the Mets were in on Tucker. They were. Here's the funny part. They offered him a 4-year, $240 million deal. Here's what they did. They gave him an opt-out after the second year. They were willing to give him $70 million the first 2 years and then $60 the last 2, with no deferred money. And what did the Dodgers do? They wanted to defer money. And ultimately, that's the deal breaker. And again, it's not like teams can't do it. I'm not saying they can't. For economic sake and for the sake of the longevity of your team, it's not economically responsible to do that, right? So Kyle Tucker getting whatever it is, and Kyle Tucker, again, I don't think he's a $7 million player. I don't. If we're talking logistics, he's probably worth 40 to 50 million. And that's fair. That's fine. And most teams probably value him at that. But when teams start valuing you at that, you get the big fish. The Mets, the Dodgers, the Yankees, the Blue Jays, who can offer just a little bit more. And all of a sudden, you're gone. You don't get a chance. It's over for you. Kyle Tucker's not even on your radar anymore because you can't afford him. And what has happened in recent years is that teams have been forced to find a different way to be competitive. And this is a credit to them. The Guardians, the Rays, the Tigers for a little bit, the Blue Jays, the Red Sox. They're not spending money out of the ass, and they're building up through their farm system, through their analytics. The Oakland Athletics could not spend money, so they legit turned to math on how to build a great team. And it worked.
like a bunch of
It
nerds.
fucking worked. But it worked. And so nobody really batted an eye because there was a different way to win. But now we're at a point where that's not working anymore. And teams can't do that anymore. And now the teams that are rich are getting richer. And now we're adding to their lineup and making it even better. And the Dodgers have everything. Bullpen, pitching, lineup. It's like, why even go out there and play? Why try to be competitive when they're already great? That doesn't help your league. And if you just want it to be the MLBD, Major League Dodgers, fine. But who's going to watch it? Who's going to go to games? Who's going to say, yeah, I'm going to go watch the Pittsburgh Pirates tonight? We suck. You want to hear a crazy stat that I learned the other day? I think the last time the Pittsburgh Pirates signed a multi-year deal with any player was 2018. They haven't signed a free agent to a multi-year deal since like 2018.
That's crazy.
And again, it's not because they don't have the money. They do. It's that they don't want to spend it on players they know they can't get, and they're not going to overpay for players that they don't feel deserve it. And that's within their right. And they could bitch and moan when they lose players to bigger contracts that are getting paid money, but they feel they can't afford it. They can't meet the Mets' demands. They can't meet the Dodgers' demands. That's the business of baseball. And if we're going to play with 4 teams, the Mets, the Dodgers, the Yankees, and the Red Sox, that's our league, guys. Let's go have fun. And if that's what Rob Manfred wants, that's what he's going to get. I think we need to, and again, it's going to hurt the players. And it sucks that it's going to hurt the players, but this needs to happen and needs to change. We have to introduce a salary cap. Teams have to be able to have a limit of what they can spend and get paid, taxed heavily for it. Heavily. And then there has to be a floor. You have to be able to, Pittsburgh Pirates, Athletics, Tampa Bay Rays, you have to be willing to spend money. You can't just sit around and say, oh, we can't get him, he's too expensive. That can't happen. You still have to pay players a certain amount of money to either get to that salary floor or whatever it is. That needs to happen for baseball to get better. And I get it. You want to be different, traditional. It's all about history. It's all about legacy. I get that. But baseball needs a revamp. It's getting revamped already. Media deals are changing constantly. If we want this game to be sustainable to where it could be at a level where it's good and solid, we need a cap. All teams need to be competitive, not just 4. That's how this works. Look at the NFL. We had, what was it, like 16 teams that could have made the playoffs this year. Or 20 teams could have made the playoffs this year very easily. Out of a 32-team league. That's great. That's awesome. Baseball has 4. That's not the sign of a healthy league. It's not. It's a dying league, if anything.
Yeah. I wanna propose, I guess, a number, right? So if we're going for the cap, let's talk about the cap first, because I think the cap is probably going to be the hardest thing to try to pinpoint, like where we want to cap at. So I'm looking at the rosters, like the tax payrolls, right? I'm looking at it. The Dodgers obviously have $1,413 million, $413 million on their payroll. The lowest payroll is the Miami Marlins at $100 million. Where do we want to put a salary cap, and why am I thinking $300 million?
I would say 350 or 325.
350 or 325?
That's where I was.
I don't mind that.
That's where I was.
I don't mind that. Now the floor.
150.
150? I don't mind that.
175. That's what I do. Your overall team should be about that.
Yeah.
And if the Dodgers, and if you get to like 400 million, heavy tax, or you lose a draft pick. Something has to be punishable here to make it not worth it. Like if you lose a first round pick and you need to develop a farm system, too bad.
Or it's like
you're paying for great players.
You can only go over the salary cap by a certain percentage if the player was in your farm system for X amount of time. If he came up with your team. I think maybe something like that could be arranged where like it incentivizes you to keep these good players. And you could pay you could go a little bit, just a touch above, a percentage above the salary cap because you're keeping these homegrown guys. So it's going to keep guys on the same teams, and it's also going to have players moving around to different teams because, you know, this team can't pay you because they have guys already there. You're not going to be able to go there. Sorry. You have to go to another team who needs you and who can afford you. And, you know, your salary's going to go down. Boo fucking who, you're going to be making $30 million. I'm sorry, you're a millionaire. Suck it the fuck.
And you know what it does? You know what it does too? It incentivizes players to be better.
Mm-hmm.
You have to hit 250 now to get that contract. You have to hit 20 home runs to get that contract. Runs are going to matter more. RBIs are going to matter more. Batting average is going to matter more. Because guys are hitting $208 million because we can.
Yep.
It's going to incentivize players to be better and to really separate the best from the elite.
Yeah.
Or the good from the elite, whatever.
Yeah. And it would also eliminate fucking Scott Boras. You piece of work. Scott Boras.
That's a different video. Different fucking video. Fuck that guy.
Fuck Scott Boras anyway. Yeah.
Fuck that guy.
But we could talk about more when these meetings start. They got the February meetings, right? The winter meetings.
No, that happened already.
That happened already?
That was in December.
Well,
because guess what? Guess what another problem baseball has? We like to have our off season at our own time. At our own time.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, we don't have a set date that free agents can sign till. Whenever they want. Because that's just baseball.
Oh, yeah.
What?
Initiate that shit. You gotta fucking... this is the signing period.
Yeah, I agree. We should be done with free agency right now.
Yeah.
Done.
And if you want to sign after this sign period, this is gonna be... It's a set salary now. It's a set. You cannot sign for more than that. It's the minimum now.
Pitchers and catchers report in 3 weeks. In 4 weeks, I'm sorry. half the free agents still available. The marquee guys are gone, but there's still a lot of free agents available that don't have teams. We're in January 18th.
It's a fucking problem.
Fucking problem. NBA is done in 2 days. Isn't that funny? The NBA's free agency is done in 2 days.
NBA does that shit right. Does that shit right.
NHL is done in a week.
NFL does that shit
NFL
right
is
too.
done in a day. A day. Everyone gets signed in a day.
Yeah.
But anyway, before we go, because I think this is an important topic to talk about, I want to bring up this college, another betting scandal story.
Ay, these fucking kids. Ay.
So this is in college basketball, and I do want to note, majority of these teams are Division I teams, but none of them are like the marquee teams that you're thinking of. These are very, very, very like obscure Division I basketball teams.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so there is 20 of 26 defendants that played college basketball from 2023 to 2025. These players are accused of point shaving, meaning that they're kind of lowering their own stats and lowering their team stats to meet a certain expectation. Right? So these are players on like Eastern Michigan, Kenshaw State, Florida International.
Mm-hmm.
Like these aren't the marquee teams, but this is kind of how it's working now, where you're picking games that are obscure, picking games that don't have the limelight, and you can get college kids that are not at marquee schools. You say, hey, $5,000, don't score 10 points tonight. Hey, $10,000, don't score 10 points tonight. Where the team is relevant enough to be on the bet slip, but not nationally known. People are going to really look at it, and they're not getting paid a ton of NIL. This is kind of what the problem stems from. The gambling's the gambling. It's the fact that now they're going after young kids who are not getting paid a lot of money through NIL and are kind of tempting them with a lot of money very early on in their life and saying, hey, 10 points. This is what we're getting to now with the gambling problems in sports, and what the issue is always going to be, and the fear is that it's easy to tempt kids in college or teams of lesser value and saying, hey, what's 10 points? It's 10K. When are you going to make 10K over here? You know what I mean? So this is what the current indictment is. They're accused of point shaving and whatever else has happened. The full detailed story hasn't come out yet. The full indictment hasn't come out. But this is the early stages of it. This is what it stems from. It's a bad story, and it feels like every 3 to 4 months we just get a new one.
I mean, it's almost predatory. This is predatory. You're going after young children, not children, but like young adults who don't have the financial resources of these big schools, who may not be on scholarships, who may have to work 2 jobs and play on the team, who may have to fucking have X amount of things to help them else get paid and take care of family, right? You're going up to them and you're saying, hey, I got $20K for you. You're the star player. You're the star player. Don't get 15 tonight. Miss a couple shots. Miss a wide open layup too. I have that on the bet slip. You'll do that for me, right? This is bribery. This deserves the biggest fucking crackdown, because it's absurd. That's fucking bullshit, man. And do I fault the people who are taking the money, the players? Yes, but on a humane level, you're trying to upgrade your situation better than what it is now. I'm sure they're not. Obviously, it's a bad thing to do, but are they doing it with malice in their heart? That's where it's like, well, as a human, you want to upgrade your situation. I can understand why you did this, but it is wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Tough shit for the colleges. Tough shit.
Jess, anything?
I don't know what to do. How would you regulate that?
Jail.
Well, the NCAA has come out and they want to have a conversation with FanDuel, and they want to basically say, hey, no more betting on players' points, no more betting on. They want to cap how much you can bet on a college basketball game to like $10 max, and they want to limit how many bets you're able to make on a singular game. So
Now
NCAA,
that's with the legal gambling.
that's legal gambling, yes.
So how would they regulate the non-legal gambling? Because
You
these kids
can.
could still be approached. I like the idea of them contacting the official gambling sites to just to try to see if they can work something out with them. But I think you would still run into a problem where, you know, the non-legals can come in and make the same offers.
Okay, Trump, the non-legals. All right.
You know what I mean? The
Yeah, I know,
illegal
I know, I
gambling.
know, I know.
Those people can still make, but I mean, you would have to. Obviously there has to be a serious re-education with students in gambling, and it needs to be taught to them before they get into college. Like if you're a star high school athlete, that conversation needs to be had with you. Like, the integrity of a game and not putting yourself in trouble and not ruining your own reputation for a couple of dollars. I get it. Like it's hard times, and when someone says, "Yeah, here's 5 grand to an 18, 19 year old who ain't got," some of these kids aren't getting NIL deals.
Mhm.
Like you said, they're obscure schools, not a lot of attention. Nike's not dumping $50 million on the team or just on one person. So it's very tempting, but that's why I think you have to curve some of that. You have to raise their stipends that you're giving the students, make more accommodations for them somehow, some way, and for them to be less likely to want to accept that type of shit. And then yeah, jail. Maybe attach some legal ramifications. You know, you're rigging a game. Like it's not. That's and I know it's not like on professional level, but still. But if it sucks because now the more it happens, the more people are like, are sports even real anymore? Which sucks because you can't script talent, right? You can't script
Hmm.
passion and intensity. It's like now if sports is fake, nothing is real anymore. Nothing is real.
Nothing is real anymore, Mom. Nothing's real.
Nothing is real because if you can't trust the fucking game you're watching, it's like, why are you guys working so hard to purposely fail?
Yeah.
Yeah. I do want to bring up one more conversation point about this before we go. I think it brings up again the danger of NIL and what kind of we feared, where certain players just aren't going to get paid what people are going to get paid at Duke, what people are going to get paid at, a Michigan State or, Purdue or even a St. John's, right? These schools don't have that kind of money. And these players are not going to go for that kind of are not getting paid this kind of money compared to them. So, and these bookies, gamblers, legal people, whatever you want to call them, they're not going to approach the people at Duke. They're not going to approach the people at Michigan State. They're not going to approach those kind of kids because they already are getting paid millions. So it leaves players like in Kenshaw State, like in Seton Hall, like in Eastern Michigan, more susceptible to this kind of stuff and more tempting. And it proves the discrepancy between the haves and the have-nots in NCAA and in Division One, right? So it leaves a bad taste in the mouth of NIL, and it brings up the conversation point of should NIL be regulated even further to what it is now? Should there be a cap on NIL and what teams can spend and what players can make in terms of NIL to
I'm
kind of
sure
limit
that's
it to some
coming.
degree? Or is it where everybody gets the same amount no matter what? If you're a Division One school and you're offering a player NIL money, you're only allowed this much. For everybody, for Duke, for Michigan, for Kenshaw State, for Seton Hall, you are limited to this amount of money in NIL towards a player.
I think that's coming soon because I don't. think the college ecosystem as a whole is actually appreciating the NIL. They pushed for it, it just happened to fall into that, but it's creating too much of it's like well, okay, are we just stopped talking about the game overall. Now we're just talking about NIL deals. Like it's just become one big ass distraction in college football, college sports. And I think because of how many schools don't get that type of money and you want to still rein in the kids. Like this is college football. You cannot think you run the fucking locker room. Like you're 19, you're 20 years old. Like, it's not the same as a 25, 26, 27, 28-year-old NFL player who's a grown ass fucking man and who can probably go head to head with his head coach if he truly feels he has to. But you're still a teenager. Like you need direction. Like you can't and are you getting like financially educated to even handle this type of money? Like it's just and because the talent level is so imbalanced in college football, like you get these blowouts, you get these uneven matches. It's like it's not like truly tested talent. Like like when you go through the actual rigors, like when you're trying to come up through the draft, and then they weed out the best of the best of the best. A lot of these players fall off. So it's like, is it worth paying this college kid $20 million when once he gets to the NFL, he's not going to go anywhere. More
Well,
than
look.
likely, he's not going to do it.
Well, look at a guy like Carson Beck. He graduated 2 years ago, and he's playing in a college football game because he's getting NIL. Is that fair? Because he's not going to get paid $20 million if he gets drafted in the 4th or 5th round.
He already graduated from school.
Did you see that interview?
Yeah, he already did.
Jess, did you see that interview he did?
No.
So he was asked the question. First of all, dumb response by Carson Beck. He was asked the question, "Hey, finals just happened or whatever. What'd you do during that time period?" And he goes, "I didn't do anything. I graduated 2 years ago.
Fire.
That's messed up.
I haven't
Fire.
been on campus in two.
My
I haven't been on
guy.
campus in 2 years."
My guy.
That's crazy. Now that is unfair. That they need to change. If you graduated, you cannot play on the team. You have to
But
get to. It's like too fucking bad. You missed the window. Like seriously, you graduated school. What are you doing on a college football team?
Trinidad Chambliss wants to go for his 7th year of eligibility, and he was denied it. That's the
Good.
quarterback from Ole Miss.
Good. Why is it? I don't get it. Why don't you just get your fucking PA? Like no. No.
Get your fucking MBA, bro. All
But,
right, and get
but
the fuck
in their
outta here.
mind, in their mind, why wouldn't they leave? They're getting paid $20 million to quarterback Miami, where if I got drafted to the fucking Buffalo
I feel
Bills,
like that's not our
I'm only
fucking
making $2 million.
problem. That's not. Guess what? That's not the college football program's problem. If you can't get drafted into the fucking Bills, it's really not their problem.
But this is the thing with NIL is that teams can pay college people a lot of money and force them to stay and wiggle some rooms around and be like, hey, actually, you can stay for an extra 2 years.
But if
instead of
you
going
stay
to
for
the
an
NFL.
extra 2 years, then there has to be conditions. You can't not just be off campus, and you need to truly be aspiring to get an MBA or your fucking PhD. You have to be a student, an active student taking courses.
See if I can
Like
find
there
that
has to be a boundary somewhere, and I think that's coming because it's not going to be in favor of the teams when you realize that. Oh, well, with the transfer portal, you want to pay this kid this amount of money, and then what if he wants to leave and then he leaves you? It's like, no, you guys are not professionals yet, and that's the other thing. So if you're paying them like professionals, are you treating them like professionals? Because in the NFL, if you don't fucking act accordingly, they take that shit away from you. So it's like, what are the consequences now? If you're gonna pay this kid $5 million, what is the consequence for him if he fucks up somewhere?
Jess, here's the interview.
So what class, and I know there was a pep rally on campus, just what has it been like being you as a student this week, particularly yesterday?
No class. I graduated 2 years ago, so.
That is terrible. And that is ugly.
I graduated
That
2
is-
years ago.
That is corny as fuck. corny as fuck. Bro, too bad you can't be a pro. Give someone else a chance. What are you doing graduating still playing with students? What is wrong with you? No, I mean, I get it. It's the money. I get it. But it's like, oh, that's wrong. That's messed up.
You know,
That's messed up.
When you're great, you're great. You know what I mean? Where's the fuck is my chocolate? When you're great, you're
That's
great.
messed up.
I'm
If he was actually taking classes, if it was just 2 classes, Matt Leinart, when he was with USC, he played 5 years, or was it 6? But in order for him to play, he still like registered for class. He was taking ballroom dancing in order to remain eligible to play. He was still taking a class. How is it that he was taking class and these kids are no longer required to take a class to be considered a student? You are a student. That should be a total violation of
Because guess what,
NCAA
Jess?
rules, period.
Because guess what, Jess? The University of Miami's in the college football playoff final.
Well, now I'm hoping that they
and,
lose.
he's the quarterback.
Well, I hope that they get smashed. I
Fair
hope
enough.
Indiana beats the shit out of them.
Well, that was our preview for the college football final. Jess has her pick.
There we go. Jess has her pick.
I'm happy because I wasn't gonna root for anyone. I was like, I don't really care for either team. But now that I know this story, it's like, no,
Fuck that
get
guy.
his fucking old ass off the goddamn team. Grow up.
Yeah.
Go somewhere else.
There you go. Well, that's gonna
Louis,
do it.
anything you want to add on NIL?
I have nothing else to add. Get your
Okay.
money, Kings. Make that money. Be 30 years old and $20 million richer. I don't care. Have fun. Why not? Fuck it. But yeah, that's gonna do it. I think we're all good. We're all set. Yep.
Boba signed a deal with the Mets. Let's go.
He did.
So,
The video's doing really good
we'll
as
get them
well.
in.
Shout out to Daniel right now. Video's doing
Go
good.
watch it.
All
Already at
guys, I'm tired.
230.
Bye.
All right, Jess is leaving. Bye, Jess. We love you. Take care. And
Aren't you guys leaving too?
well, yeah.
We are leaving too.
Yeah,
We're all leaving together.
Can I outro? Can I get in where I fit in? Can I be Carson Beck right now? Can I stay a couple more years? Like, damn.
Stop.
Son, shit. Brother can't get some NIL, bro. Damn. But thank you guys so much for watching. More videos to come out tomorrow of this stream. Follow us on TikTok and Instagram. Get Back Sports. And more videos for the UFC. The UFC's coming back this Saturday. We're going to be doing a live stream this Saturday. It's going to be fantastic. Be there for that. And prediction videos will be coming out this week as well. So thank you guys so much. Casual Tuesdays and Thursdays. We'll see you guys next week.
Social media, Instagram, the Get Back, TikTok, the Get Back as well. Check it out.
Let's go.
Get Back Sports.
Get Back Sports on Instagram, TikTok. Go check it out.
Take care, everybody.